welcome back to another Let's Roleplay of Dragon Age Inquisition. I am Theron, the Dalish mage you see right before you. I'm back in Haven, about to go inside our keep. What exactly was this to begin with? It does not look like a keep inside. It looks like an old chantry building, actually. There's a symbol of the chantry on it, so this is not a keep. We actually are not very well fortified. Maybe that'll change in the future.
Hear my cry. Sit me by your side.
Thank you for all that you are doing.
Make me one within your glory.
You're talking to me? Well, you're very welcome. We have the
if you're not using them later, Sigrid is willing to pay.
I don't feel comfortable letting parts from demons be available for sale.
To be honest, I'm not sure who would buy them.
I wonder where the large weapon fragment was from.
If you find anything, please bring it in.
Dream rags, damage bonus against demons. Ram horns removed, damage bonus against beasts. Dragonling scales removed. No creature research items to remove. Okay. I wish that they actually did that a little bit better. It seems a little silly to me. Josephine.
Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
Okay. Let's talk about the new people.
What do you think of Sir Blackwall?
Sir Blackwall seems as loyal to the purpose of the Inquisition as he is to the Wardens. His travels must have taken him strange places. I wish he'd speak more about them.
What do you think of Vivienne?
We've met a few times before at court. She remains a truly accomplished player of the game. So long as her interests align with yours, Madame Vivienne will be a most valuable ally.
I'd love to know how you and Sarah get along.
I know she extracts gossip from the servants, and she keeps prying into things. Sarah's ability to vanish whenever her mischief's discovered must come in handy, however, I'm sure.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
Is there anything else of substance that I could speak to her about? I think I've already asked her all these questions.
Tell me, do you believe I was saved by Andraste at the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I should much like to believe so, Your Worship. The miracles Andraste performed were so long ago, they're difficult to picture. If it were truly her and the Fate who saved you... Well, in any case, many already believe you walk in the Maker's light.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
Let's, I want to go talk to Vivienne. Where is she? Where is she hiding? Josephine, Vivienne.
Has revealed to me, as there is but one
I know I've
God,
spoken to her before. Is she right here? Yes, she is here. Okay, let's talk.
Yes?
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear. And an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
Ah, I actually didn't know that. I thought you were just one of the few who remained. I didn't know that there was actual movement within the mage's circle. So, does that mean we have half? I bet you most mages actually left, become rebels. It's the same thing. It's just it makes me think differently about her position. She's a lot more influential than I would have given her before.
You must have an opinion of the Templars after living so long in the Circle.
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having opinions about mages or Navarrans or men. I have known some who were impossible to endure and some who were utterly charming. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but no more than I endured from nobles or tradesmen in Val Royaux. Personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool, skilled at keeping more unpleasant elements at bay.
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
If you lead all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
What was it like to live in a circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves. Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
She's the sly one, isn't she?
So tell me about your personal experience with the Circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And there is comfort to be had, you know, in the company of fellow mages. Those born without magic will never truly understand us.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I've never been forced to live anywhere. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the first enchanter. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was the exception. Most were quite permissive. Perhaps too permissive, in retrospect.
How did we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
That's a very different viewpoint than I would have had before. I thought most mages were confined, or all, most, if not all, were confined to their towers or whatever, their circles. Very interesting. I didn't know that a lot of them were able to go out. Makes sense, though. But I also didn't know that there were mages fighting mages in this way. I thought there was a few mages who just tried to remain loyal, like Vivienne. But, yeah, I guess something happened with Fiona. Now, it makes me wonder if not, because the vote hinged on Fiona, she let it stand. If she wasn't mind-controlled before then.
Came to speak with me. Could you try
Inquisition perks. We are trying to...
If I offend the man so easily, perhaps he should try
Deft hands, find tools. We have 1, 2, 3. Well, we'll need 2 more, but optimal cutting, maximum usable harvest from each plant. Oh, that would be nice. 10% chance to receive extra herbs with each harvest. An eagle-eyed trainee herbalist. Gain a collection of tier 1's herbs. Veteran herbalist. Witty Ritz. We hired her. She's one of the first agents we hired, actually. I'm going to go with optimal cutting, but eagle-eye, training and spotting where the pattern breaks in nature or in civilization. Grants a significant increase to the discovery range of the searching action. I'm going to go with optimal cutting for now, and then I'm going to go with eagle-eyed. Ooh, why is that locked? Oh, they're all locked because I don't have a point. Okay, so optimal cutting, more herbs. I was just out collecting herbs, actually. Elf root. But then we're going to go with eagle-eyed. Oh, no, we're going to go with deft hands, find tools. Then I wouldn't mind coming back to get eagle-eyed. And I'll look about to see what else we could get at a later time. But yeah, I think I maybe did put, I probably put a point in here. Yeah, nobility, knowledge, 50% for each codex entry. Barter by Bell. Bell's trading connections all over Thedas give the Inquisition access to valuable commodities that increase its influence with several merchant cartels. Skywatcher. Oh, Skywatcher. Convinced that the Herald of Andraste was sent by the Lady of the Skies, a shaman of the Avar tribes, has sworn himself to the Inquisition's cause. Reduces by 5% the time it takes for Josephine to complete operations. That's interesting. Alright, I assume there's a whole bunch of things, looks like, on the war table in Orlais. Why are these lit up? In Hushed Whisperers. Champions of the Just. Hushed Whisperers, this is Redcliffe. Secure route through the Frostbacks. Report ready. Let's go with that. Now, I sent Cullen on this some time back. We have begun sending... Inquisitor, we have begun sending soldiers along the road from the Fallow Mire. I would like to pass on their considerable gratitude for being spared treks across the Frostbacks. Our healers seem happier as well. Commander Cullen. Got some influence from that. Let's look at... yeah, I sent Cullen on this. Locate weapon of Turda Bright Axe. Inquisitor, I have no idea what to say. Scholars have debated whether Turda's legendary axe was an axe set with crystal, an axe with a magically reinforced crystalline head, or perhaps even just a very polished axe. But apparently, the word translated from the ancient language commonly taken to be axe is, in fact, merely means hafted weapon. It is possible that translations of the saga have been edited to omit evidence that Turda Bright Axe may have been using what seems from all appearances to be a staff, as would be more commonly used by a mage. I apologize for my confusion in this matter. I will endeavor to be more diligent in my translations in the future. Your sister Dorcas Guerin. Turda's staff. I got some rare staff, but it won't tell me what it is. It's funny. I think it's pretty safe to assume why that is a staff. Okay, now we have 2 operations that we can get involved with, and I would like to... First of all, those are big operations. I want to see what's going on in Orlais. Investigate the shards, complete connections. Now, we didn't travel out there. Reports of the place are cut off or have pages missing. I've yet to find a reliable first-hand account. Perhaps our soldiers can find a better one. So this was about the shards that we found all over the hinterlands. That can wait. That's nothing really serious. Utilize the Grey Warden treaties. Ooh. How can we do that? We're lucky to even have one Grey Warden with us. Truth or Dare, the Imperial Court, report ready. So we have 2 reports ready. Let's look at the Chantry remains. It's from Josephine. Diplomacy won the day. The clerics chosen to receive aid have been most appreciative. We have successfully drowned out our detractors. This caused an internal struggle, clerics hiring thugs to kill other clerics. I was forced to intervene. Such despicable behavior from those who aspire to the Sunburst throne. The mood in the Grand Cathedral is tense, but for now, the Chantry can be counted our political ally. Really? Receive some influence from that. Yeah, because they were trying to... Were they not trying to elect a new divine? I guess they're fighting amongst each other, and Josephine kind of put an end to that. Truth or Dare, the Imperial Court. This is from Leliana. Nightingale. 100 shadows to chase. Heading to Lake Celestine. The nobility say it's lovely this time of year. Fisher. I'm not sure. Is this not from Vivienne? I'm not sure what that means. Heading to Lake Celestine. Does that mean a new Lake Celestine's here? I don't know. Address the Chantry of Valroyal. Completed connection. Let's look at utilize the Grey Warden treaties. The Inquisition is in its infancy. Building an organization such as this is like building an army. You need soldiers, weapons to arm them, food to feed them, and that's just the beginning. I joined knowing I could make a difference. I have Grey Warden treaties, and these allow us to take what's needed when needed. We do not face a blight, but surely a torn sky warrants as much concern. Consider it, Warden Blackwall. Well, there's only one person that can do this, and it's Josephine. This could work. The blight is but 10 years past. 21 minutes, too. And Thetis remembers how we were saved. I can use the treaties, leverage the goodwill owed to the Wardens, and use it for the Inquisition. I think we need to do this. It's pretty important to start building up alliances. Let's gonna go with that.
At your service.
Unfortunately, I have a strong feeling we will need Josephine for what's going on in Ferelden, which is where a lot of stuff is happening right now. Scout the Storm Coast. We could actually go there, but we have no cause to go there. Not yet. Oh, wait. We do, actually. That's where that mercenary group was said to be. These are all done. Completed. What's this? The Cult of Andraste available. Before the 5th Blight and the arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. Is a task best left to a few select agents knowledgeable regarding dangerous magic? I have just the ones in mind. Oh, Leliana sounds like she might be. Cullen, I'm leery of what we might find in these passages, but we have enough soldiers for a search. They will simply need to be careful. I think Leliana's best there. However, Leliana might be... Oh. It just says select. Well, let me read this. Note, choosing the mages will make it impossible to work with the Templars. Okay, I see. Redcliffe Castle and the mages who could close the breach are under the control of Magister Garin Alexius, a Venatori cultist with an unhealthy interest in Lavalin and the power... Lavalin? Is that not my tribe? My clan? And the power to reorder time itself. He has kindly invited Lavalin to the castle alone. Oh, I mean me. To negotiate. It's weird calling me by my clan's name. It's an obvious trap, but Leliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the Venatori threat while Alexius's attention is diverted. A dangerous game, but it's our best chance. That does sound dangerous. Okay, what's going on over here? Champions of the Just. Note, choosing the Templars will make it impossible to work with the mages. Leliana and Josephine have been working tirelessly to convince, coerce, and win over some of Orlay's most influential houses. 10 noble families will help the Inquisition pressure the Templars into sealing the breach, traveling to Theronfall Redoubt and demanding the Lord Seeker deal with them or face the wrath of Orlais. The Inquisition has promised the Herald of Andraste as its voice in these negotiations. So, I have a choice. You know what? I'm going to go with the mages this time. As opposed to last time. Okay, so Leliana will be there to help us out. Okay. But if that's the case, let's send Leliana to deal with this then.
Let's see what we have.
Yeah, she knows agents that will go in there. Scout the hinterlands. We do not want to go back there right now. Missing forces, that's the Fallow Mire. Let's look in Hush Whispers. Let's go there.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
So we've heard from Magister Alexius. I expected as much.
And yet some of us want to sit and do nothing. Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep. Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Yeah, what about the Arl?
Where is the Arl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunrim to petition the Crown for help. I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle. Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
While they're focused on Llewellyn, we break the Magister's defenses. It could work, but it's a huge risk.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Well, I've already read this. Confirm. Alright then, I'm going to end the video here, and I'll choose my group and head into Redcliffe Castle in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.